My name is James. I'm a synth enthusiast. My synth is Serum, and this video is for those of you who already know Serum, and now you want to take all those synth sounds that you worked so hard on and take to the stage with them, and make all those dirty whoop 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 sounds in a live setting. I have two things that I like best about Serum. The first is the deep customizability of it. And if you're like me and you know what synthesis is to you, you'll know what you need, you know what you never need, and you can tweak and tweak and tweak until you got a preset that you're really happy with and is unique to you. The second thing I really like about Serum is the community that it comes with. And there's loads of sound designers out there making super bomb-ass presets for Serum, and they can take your music to the next level. But sometimes you gotta tweak it a little bit. And that's what we're talking about in this video. So you want to devote a fair bit of time to sifting through all the presets and identifying your favorite ones. And Serum gives you the option to give your favorite presets a rating, but I would suggest not to do this. I've had my ratings disappear, and that's frustrating. So instead, I recommend finding your favorite presets, saving a copy of them with a slightly different name, and that way, not only do you have this preset saved as a file to user location, but you can also save any adjustments you've made to the preset while leaving the original preset untouched. So I got this preset that I'm really fond of. It's called Bass Yar. And as you can see, I've already saved a copy of the preset with my own personal mappings. But we'll start with the original so you can see how I got there. Whoops, I've already fussed around with this one. So let's backtrack, then reload it. Make sure it's the virgin version. And there it is. That's basically everything I look for in a Serum preset. It's nasty. It's ballsy. It'll have people throwing their panties. But you might have noticed that it was the same every time I hit it. And I play Serum live, and so I can't have that. I need it to behave more like a real instrument. So let's try to find what's modulating the sound. Seems to be LFO1. Click on it, and you'll be able to see all the modulation destinations in blue. Let's start by playing around with the shape of the LFO. And let's also just take a moment to notice that this is not your typical whoop 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 sounding LFO. It's a meow sound, and I think of that more as the role an envelope plays. So let's honor that by changing the mode from trigger to envelope. Now that LFO1 is basically doing the work of an envelope, why don't we actually move all the modulations over to one of the envelopes? We'll use envelope 2 since envelope 1 is already taken for the amp. Now check how easy Serum makes it for you to copy modulation over. I'm going to click on the LFO, I'm going to look to see what's highlighted in blue, and I'm going to drag over my envelope. And I'm going to make sure the modulation depth is the exact same, and then I'm going to keep going back to the LFO, seeing what it's modulated, and then making sure my envelope 2 is also modulating that same thing to the same depth. So I'm going to keep doing this until all of the LFO's destinations are replicated in the envelope. That little circle beside LFO1 is telling me that there's 7 destinations, so I'm going to keep going until envelope 2 also has 7 destinations. I only see 6 of those blue circles on the oscillator page, so I'm going to look in the effects page to see if there's any LFO modulations hiding there. And I'm going to replicate that one. And now, envelope 2 and LFO1 are doing the exact same thing, aside from the fact that they're different shapes, as you can see. So we're going to bypass all the LFO's destinations. Not going to remove them because we'll need them later. And we're going to take it for a rip. So we're going to make some adjustments on the envelope because right now it's too short to be able to hear our modulations. And remember that the LFO isn't doing anything right now. Well, it is giving me a visual reference so I can tweak the envelope until I like the sound, or until it sounds like it did before. So I'm going to do that, seeing if I can make it pretty much the exact same. And if you want, you can keep tweaking it, or you could even bring the LFO back in and see what happens. So we have just gotten started with taking all the great Serum presets out there and turning them into something that you can take up onto the stage with you. Don't forget to save as you go. If you've put a lot of work into a preset, you should probably save a new version every time you make an adjustment. These things take up kilobytes of space. You're not going to fill up your hard drive. And make sure to check out the next video because we're going to keep working on this preset.